Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for the day. I'm Bobby Huynh, and let's queer up the USA view. Trump's new order: no trans women in history. A new executive order signed by President Donald Trump has sparked outrage across the LGBTQ community and beyond. The order demands a dramatic revision of how American history is told, specifically targeting trans people and their contributions. One of the order's main targets is the Smithsonian American Women's History Museum. Trump condemned the planned exhibit highlighting trans athletes and declared that the accomplishments of trans people, especially trans women, must be removed because they represent an improper ideology. The directive empowers Vice President J.D. Vance and Trump's cabinet to overhaul the museum's leadership programs and funding unless the institution agrees, quote, not to recognize men as women in any respect, end quote. LGBTQ advocates see that language as a direct attack on trans inclusion. Human Rights Campaign President Kelly Robinson called the order fascism. She said, quote, queer history is American history, end quote. Trump also threatened to strip federal funding from any museum or park promoting what he calls inconsistent ideologies, casting shadow over landmarks like the Stonewall National Monument. Early this year, Stonewall quietly removed the word transgender from its website following Trump's first anti-trans order. Alan Spears of National Park Conservation Association warned that this latest move would severely damage the Park Service's ability to protect and interpret American history. In another alarming twist, Trump's order also condemns the Smithsonian for describing race as a social construct, insisting it's a quote-unquote biological reality. This order is a stark reminder that under the Trump 2.0 administration, queer history and truth itself is under threat. Now, my English lit is rusty, so don't quote me. But I believe it's either 1984 Brave New World that says that you have to ignore reality in your face. Our word is our latest command or something. Yeah. So this is literally, don't look at the facts, just look at the propaganda we feed you. So I guess we are calling Bruce Jenner now because he is a trans athlete, but apparently he no longer has gold medals or anything because he is now a woman.
Right. So the problem, the really scary bit here is this is all adding up and coming together with all the other shit that he's doing that sounds exactly like an authoritarian dictator. Right. Don't question the ideology that I am promoting. What? Historians will decide history, not the president.
He wants to.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, this is unfortunately systemic from a lot of what I have been calling whitewashing history. Mm-hmm. I went to school in Texas, and in 7th grade, we had to study Texas history, and everybody hated carrying the book because it literally was 4 inches thick. I'm not joking. I've seen it recently, and it's a half an inch thick. Where did all the history go? So we are doing it time and time again. We're trying to rewrite history. And while the United States is not perfect and has never been perfect, and we have some pretty shitty things that we've done in our past, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So now you're going to erase an entire section of our population completely, trans people, out of history. So not only are you trying to delete them, but now you're trying to delete them out of history. It doesn't make sense. So to your point, historians talk about history, not the president, not me, not somebody else. We write what actually happened, good, bad, or indifferent.
Now, I will say, looking at Trump trying to erase trans people, and Mrs. Jenner shouldn't be dead named, and we should remember that. But something I think we have to remember, because a lot of people talk about, Trump's trying to be a dictator. He's so bad at it. Oh. He's a competent wannabe dictator, and we need to remember that when dealing with this is the best he can do is try to erase trans people from a website. Wow, you're such a scary dictator. He needs to. We need to remember to mock him and this sort of insanity that he's trying on trans people right now of being absurd. That's what we have to remember. The guy can't handle even handling a trade deal for Pete's sakes, and you think he's going to try and get us to pretend trans people don't.
But I don't think he's not going to stop here. I mean, what's next? The archives?
They already
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
The Pentagon they're literally scanning just using the keyword gay to scan the Pentagon media resources to erase everything that is black, gay, or even any kind of LGBTQ because they erased Ilona Gay, the bomber that dropped the Hiroshima bomb, because it has the word gay in it.
Right.
They tried to erase Jackie Robinson's service records. They tried to erase, this is not this. I would argue that they have already gone further than just erasing the T from LGBT. They are trying to erase LGBT altogether.
But this is the problem with how incompetent they are. Like, they literally accidentally deleted, like, the bombing of Hiroshima because of that. Is the nutrition website going to accidentally erase trans fat information?
Probably.
Like, that is the sort of stuff you're seeing with this, like, tomfoolery.
Actually, some of these, you bring up a point. A friend of mine is studying biology and chemistry, and her professor had to take down his dissertation because it had the word trans in it because the school scrubbed it. And trans fats and the word trans and cis are she explained it better than I can. They're part of chemical makeup. The word trans and cis are part of chemical makeup, and now his stuff is being erased because it says trans and cis. Like, this is not 1984. This is complete suppression. Like, just take your blue pill and go to sleep. This is the Matrix.
The best analogy I've seen to looking at Trump today is looking at Nero from Rome. I know all the straight boys love Rome, apparently, but like, he would apparently do he would do contests and he would give himself the medal when he clearly didn't win. Sound like anyone we know?
Yeah.
Right.
That is who Trump is. And I really, I've been watching people talk about Trump lately, and they have this, like, they're just stuck in a daze. I'm like, he's a fool. Remember that, people. Mock him, laugh at him, point and laugh. Do it with me. Point, ha ha, Trump, ha. Yeah, do that when it'll make, it gets under his skin so quickly.
Yeah, but bear in mind that Charles Manson managed to lead a cult, and he is not a smart man. Just saying. I mean, some people just stumble into roles, like being a cult
I hear
leader.
you, Bobby. Manson is more competent than Mr. Trump.
We might agree on that. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing queer